Hi Scorpio, welcome to your May Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I talk everything around astrology and tarot. To know more about my work, you may visit my website tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Scorpio, we're in midst of eclipse season, and we also have Jupiter that is going to be changing signs, and this happens only once every year, and Jupiter tends to come and magnify the part of the chart that it's going to be transiting for us. And Jupiter is the benefactor. He is, as per the Greek mythology, Zeus, the god of sky. He's the giver. So it's an extremely positive aspect whenever Jupiter changes signs and comes into our chart. In the latter part of the month, we have Mercury, which is going to be going direct now. Now, Mercury has been retrograde starting 22nd April, and it is going to carry on till about 15th of May. So anything that needs to get completed, try and complete it between the 1st and the 15th. And after that, you can start new things again. So try and ensure that whether you need to redo certain things, you need to complete certain things, you need to do some research, all of that happens during the Mercury retrograde. Let me break down the month for you. On the 5th, we have a lunar eclipse that is there, and it's there in your own sign, Scorpio. So your house of self and the house of partnerships is highlighted this year. Now, there is going to be a strong sense of wanting to exert your own individuality this entire month, and you may feel a desire to firm up your stance by claiming I am with self-defining acts or plans during this specific transit. In really extreme cases, again depending as to how the rest of the planets are aspecting for you, it could also mean the end of entanglements that's muddled your sense of self. Or perhaps it could be merging your lives with those of others and accompanying fears of losing the self. A challenge over here is to bring about personal initiation and identity and meaningful relationships in your life. This is a time that you are going to be seeing, or you are going to be experiencing, as to how it is that you not just stand up for your own self, Scorpio, but because right diagonally opposite is the house of partnerships, how is it that you balance and you take care not just needs of other, but how is it that you collaborate with others as well? This is also a time where your relationships could get affected as well. They can be big upheavals as far as relationships are concerned. In certain cases, it can also be that you do a complete 360 degree and you may feel that, oh, the relationship is about to end, but you may end up getting married to that person as well. This is also a time with this transit that the relationship can be wholly absorbing until you realize that you've lost your own defining edges, and some might awaken to the naked truth of what's lost or gained by being in cahoots with a close friend, lover, or a business relationship. Who am I in a relationship? Who will I become? Are all these questions that are going to be coming up for you for inspection during this time. And it also means that you're not going to be very keen to get into a relationship at this time, Scorpios. You're going to be exploring more business partnerships. So you would prefer to work on your own, then do a collaboration or work with a partner, and then back off again and then work on your own. On the 8th, we have Venus and Mars that are coming together in your house of expansion of the mind. This is a beautiful, beautiful conjunction because Venus and Mars tends to bring about a heightened sense of creativity, and Mars over there is going to push you. It's going to urge you to make you realize your passion projects. Venus is all about love, romance, creativity, especially, and money. And Mars is going to give that momentum, that movement. There should be some amount of travel as well for you. There is going to be an urge to go and travel and see far off places where you have not been. Also, there is going to be a lot of satisfaction that you're going to be deriving out of personal projects, Scorpios. Fabulous time to be starting out on any art project. Good time to be doing any physical activity, whether it is, especially if it has to do with the creative field. So whether it is dancing, whether it is sculpting, whether it is ceramics, even baking, anything that involves using your body, using your hands is going to be extremely therapeutic as well. On the 15th, we have Mercury, which is going direct in your house of relationships. And this is also the house not just of your personal relationships, but also your business relationships as well. Mercury has been retrograde before that. So from 1st to 15th, whether they are, who does what, there could be a lot of back and forth as far as a partnership is concerned. You could be figuring out whether it's a collaboration or it's a work partnership, on how it is that you divide work, on how it is that you come together and share ideas and then implement them. Post 15th is when that you can start not just implementing but also start new projects at this point of time. Try not to do anything new with the Mercury retrograde. Try and start anything which is new post the retrograde. So after 15th, great time to be buying electronics, good time to be starting a new job, signing contracts, good time to be getting married, good time as well to be implementing, or I would say even if you're trying to do some advertising or publicizing, try and do it post the 15th. On the 17th, we have Jupiter that is joining Taurus in this house of relationships, both personal and professional. And then on the 19th, we have a new moon over here as well. So this really house is lit up for you this entire month, Scorpios. And it's extremely a conducive time for you to be partnering. It is also a time for you to be winning public approval. It's a great time for you to be starting work with other people. So if so far you have refrained from doing something with or getting into a collaboration, this is a great time to be doing that as well. You could find maybe an ideal partner, maybe collaborative person who just completely gets you, is in sync with you, is in sync with your values, your work, your ethic, and you would find that your work is extremely productive with this person. Also, you could learn a lot about yourself through a partner as well, and you may enjoy benefits when you are sort of coming together and you are negotiating and their contractual agreements are there. It could be really beneficial for you. This is also a year, because Jupiter is going to be staying for a year in this part of your chart, where you are more likely to establish or solidify a significant partnership. It is more likely that a partner from a different cultural background could expand your life right now, and relationships that you begin at this time are usually quite successful and happy. And sometimes this transit also speaks about absolving an existing relationship or a partnership, and it can be that you finished a project and both of you are going your different ways, and in some cases it could come almost as a relief, that it could just be a blessing in disguise for you, and you can negotiate more successfully than ever, and if applicable, win in legal matters. Financial benefits could come through partnerships as well. Legal matters or challenging relationship problems from the past can be resolved, and more casual disputes can be settled as well during this time. You may find yourself taking on the role of a consultant or an advisor, or you could benefit from help from the same. You can expect good publicity as well during this time, Scorpio. So if your work takes you before the public, you can safely expect popularity. Relationships and partnerships are going to be benefiting from expansive, warm energy, and most likely difficult partnerships will get absolved during this time, and you will enter into new successful partnerships. On the 21st, we have Mars that is moving into your house of career, accolades, and your own sense of self as to how it is that you want the world to perceive you. And Mars over here it's going to be stimulating your professional ambition, and it can probably lead to very dynamic professional actions as well. And Mars has a lot to do with how this energy is also expressed. So try and be careful that you are not you're not careless where work is concerned. Try and work smartly, and also that you're not putting too much of physical energy that is there. Now maybe for some of you, you really have to travel far to your work, and that could seem little stressful to you, but try and see whether how it is that you can do a combination, a hybrid of maybe work from home or maybe travel those long distances that you're doing. This is also a time where you will see a different side of your career, and you will begin to see the possibilities of maybe starting your own business, or at least there is going to be a sense or an understanding of which kind of work or which kind of business really interests you, Scorpio. And in rare cases where Mars makes difficult aspects, it can be that you are either working with someone who's really dictatorial, or you could be very self-critical as well of your work. So Mars also is a planet of ego, so try and be careful about your impulses, and try and watch your speech and not say or come across as too controlling or too aggressive as well, or even do things that are just satisfying your ego. We close the month on the 22nd with Sun that is moving into your house of joint finances, resources, sexuality, and transformation. And Scorpios, this is your house, and this is a time wherein that all of these aspects of how it is that you share power, how it is that you give yourself in partnerships, in relationships. And this is also the house of transformation. So what is it that you need to be transforming? So this is going to be working both ways. Maybe for some of you, if you feel that you have constantly been felt by your partner, being questioned as to what is it that you bring on the table, if there has always or constantly been a power struggle in a relationship, then that is something that you will need, because it's a karmic house. You will want to transform that aspect of yourself. Your own sense of worthiness does not need to be seen from your partner's eyes. And in some cases, it's also a time of therapy. This is also a time, if you have been having any intimacy issues, then this is a time to be either seeking help or understanding or reading more, and understanding yourself much better and implementing it. Importantly to keep in mind is that because this is a house of transformation, if you find a certain pattern that has been repetitive in a relationship or in a work partnership, especially where finances are concerned, then you need to be working on those. You need to be recognizing those. Taxes, legal issues, loans, and EMIs also get highlighted with this aspect. So it would be worth your while to ensure that all your paperwork is in place, that you have, paid off your taxes and your loans, and so on and so forth. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Scorpio. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.